Guys, if you own SoFi stock, listen up because there's going to be a bunch of good news for you in this video. If you don't own SoFi stock, listen carefully because there's going to be a bunch of information for you about how SoFi are transforming their whole business model, and they started doing that even before all this circus in the markets began. So the management of the company started safeguarding the company and their business model about half a year ago, and this transformation is going on right now. Exactly at the end of this video, we're going to talk about the exact entry point into SoFi position, and this is gonna be based on my co-host research for Seeking Alpha that she did a couple of weeks ago. Hello and welcome to the Market Monkeys channel. My name is Vadim. Today we're talking about SoFi. So SoFi is either an online bank or a fintech company. It depends on how you look at this. On this channel we have argued for a long time that SoFi is more of a traditional bank with great online presence, of course, because most of SoFi's revenues are coming from what the traditional banks are doing. So simply lending money to other people. And we could see that more than half of SoFi revenues are coming from this. So we could not call it a fintech company. But this business model started transitioning about half a year ago when SoFi signed first deal with Blue Owl Capital for loan origination for $5 billion. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what all this means. So traditionally, banks have money. Usually that's from deposits of other people, and they can lend this money to people who need loans. What SoFi are doing is a little bit different. SoFi are acting as some kind of a man in the middle between people who need loans and companies that can provide these loans. What is so genius about that? Two things. First of all, SoFi is kind of risk-free. If a bunch of lenders are starting to default on their loans right now, like it was, for example, in 2008, SoFi is virtually risk-free because they do not hold these loans. So SoFi are going to get paid no matter what. Second, SoFi do not have to hold these loans on their balance sheet, and this is great. Let me explain in kind of few words about what this means. So if you are a bank and you want to lend money to other people, you cannot lend the infinite amount of money. There is a regulation which says that for every dollar which you lend to a customer, you need to have 6-7 cents of collateral, which is called Tier 1 capital, on your books. So if SoFi wanted to lend $5 billion to its customers, it needed to hold at least 300 million on their own money on its books. And we are not talking about holding deposits of customers, their own money. They need to have it safe as a collateral. In this business model in which SoFi operates right now, they don't have to do that. And this means that SoFi started to become this kind of a platform, a scalable platform for people who need loans. Moreover, we actually have another deal which SoFi have signed, and this deal is for loan origination of $3.2 billion with Fortress Investment Group and Age Focus. So we see that this deal with Blue Owl Capital was not a one-time thing, and they keep signing these deals and they keep pushing on becoming this platform for loans. By the way, if you find this information valuable or interesting, press a like button, subscribe to our channel, and you can become a member of the Market Monkeys channel. The other amazing thing which I wanted to talk to you about is something which is called the Rule of 40. So if you watched our videos about Palantir, we have talked about Rule of 40 a lot. Basically what it means that for SaaS companies there is a rule of thumb which says that if revenue growth plus EBITDA margins together are more than 40, the company is healthy, growing, and basically awesome. Now, for traditional banks, this doesn't really work because the rule of 40 is much lower because the margins are much lower for traditional banks. So for SoFi, if you want to take a look, rule of 40 is 53. The revenue growth is 27%, their EBITDA margins is 26%. So the rule of 40 is actually 53. This is amazing. This actually shows that SoFi's business model is, yes, it's becoming a fintech and it's becoming a good, growing, profitable fintech company. So a couple more things I wanted to mention. First of all, SoFi right now is in the best situation it was in the last 5 years because the company is profitable. It's actually profitable for the last 5 quarters in a row. And this is so great coming into this market because the company doesn't need to issue more shares when the share price is going down, and it doesn't need new capital from investors. And in this market, this capital is really hard to get by. Second thing, right now, SoFi is trading at their IPO prices. And we can see that IPO was at about $10 per share. Right now, SoFi price is $10 per share. And the company, if you compare like the SoFi at their IPO and right now, it's like a two absolutely different companies. So this company right now, it's profitable. It has 10 million customers which are using the platform right now. And it is in a much better situation, as we can see, with this change in business model to becoming a true fintech company. Now, about the entry points into SoFi stock. My co-host Julia wrote an article on Seeking Alpha, which explained why right now maybe it's not the best time to enter into SoFi stock if you want to try to time it right. When she wrote this article, nobody kind of thought that the SoFi stock going to go down this sharp, and at the time the price was about $12 per share and the stock went about 15% down. So if you haven't access to Seeking Alpha, go on and check this article. I think it's really good. If you don't have an access for Seeking Alpha, so you can go and check out the links in the description of this video. We have affiliate links and you will get a discount if you use one of them. Please tell me in the comments if you are holding SoFi stock, if you want to keep holding it through all of this crisis which we are in right now, or if you don't hold SoFi stock, what are your thoughts? Are you thinking about buying the company? For what price? Thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time. Take care.